Hey, my Lipton. So I wanted to come in here with a quick um X-Men 97 review of episode 4. So listen, I've been reviewing this show consistently at this point, which like I said before on previous reviews that I've done. I didn't really see myself doing reviews on the show, but I just end up liking the show a lot. And I don't know. I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think it's cute. I already have my ships that I have. So I'm here for it. But yeah, so this is episode 4, and if y'all want to see other X-Men reviews as far as like the show, the 3 other episodes is up on my channel. Y'all can go to my superhero playlist. It's very recent videos that I put up, so y'all go look at those and see what y'all guys think. But I do want to talk about episode 4 quickly, because this episode was, I guess, split into two. So, obviously, the first part of it was, Jubilee, Roberto, like the Motendo episode, and then towards like the latter half of the episode, it was Storm and Forge, Life, Death, part 1. And I know a few people. I noticed like there was some, people that were like, they didn't understand why they added both of these together and put them in one episode. It should have been split and made into two. But honestly, I'm glad that they did this, because personally for me, the Motenda episode, it was cute. It was cute, but I just felt like, it didn't really, I wasn't like too, maybe because one, I'm not like a video game person, like, and I might be a minority in that, because video games has had such a boom period in 2024, but like I'm just not a video game person. So it's like when they had this sort of like Motendo video game episode thing with Jubilee and Roberto, and they're going through this thing with Mojo and everything like that, I was just like, okay, girl, like it's like, you know I guess this is gonna be the episode. I guess this is gonna be the one episode where it's like I could have done without it. But they gave us Storm and Forge, and I was more interested in that part of things, especially with Storm's journey and what she's currently going through. So I was happy that they added Life, Death, part 1, towards the latter half of the episode. But before I get into Storm and them, the beginning. Listen. I wish I had more Magneto and Gambit and Rogue here, but listen, Magneto's being very shady. Was very shady in the beginning of this episode. Okay, he threw hella shade at Gambit. Like he was like, "Listen, you know, Gambit trying to offer Rogue. So listen, I'm here. I know a lot of people. There's some people that don't like Rogue and Magneto thing. I'm here for it. I'm here for Rogue and Magneto. I think they're cute. I know there's something about it that I like. I like them together. And I know y'all here for Gambit and stuff. Listen. Magneto is giving. Magneto gives masculine energy, okay? So, Magneto was definitely throwing shit at Gambit, like, because Gambit was like, listen, so, um, Gambit was like, I'll take a cappuccino, you know what I mean? If you're taking orders. And he was like, nah. And then Magneto was like, no, ma'am. I'm not taking orders. I'm giving orders, though. Okay, I am the leader of the X-Men right now. So Gambit, take it or leave it. And Gambit had nothing else to say. Listen, Gambit, I don't think you want this smoke with Magneto. I don't think you want this smoke. So I don't know. That first part of it, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so like cringe. And you could tell Rogue is over there just like, oh god, like what is happening here? So it's definitely giving love triangle. It's definitely giving third wheeling. What's gonna happen here? What is gonna give? But of course, that was just the first part of the episode. But obviously the first part of this, towards the latter half, Jubilee's birthday, she turning 18. She wants to do something. Magneto was like, listen, get out of here with that. Like, go focus on, harvesting or practicing with your powers, and let's just get serious here. And Jubilee's like, listen, like, I'm tired of this, blah, 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 blah. So her and Roberto get sucked into this video game. It's a whole thing. Mojo comes in, wants to like, and mind you, if they die in the video game, they die in real life. So Jubilee was just like, listen, like when Roberto got smacked, even though Roberto and Jubilee told him, and honestly, Roberto needs to get real. Roberto needs to get real and real fast because, like, I get it, you're still trying to figure yourself out, especially with the mutant stuff and the powers, but it's like, listen, if your life is in danger, use what you have for your advantage, okay? Stop with this old, like, my parents could see me on TV, okay? And eventually they're going to find out. Like, at this point, he needs a reality check, and maybe hopefully this episode was the reality check for Roberto, and that he needs to get real because he almost died, right? When Mojo got mollywopped him right then and there. He was almost about to die in that video game. So yeah, but I do think that, Jubilee and Roberto are cute. They had a little thing, she went for the first kiss. So it was cute. Like, it was definitely a cute situation with Motenda, but it just wasn't like my favorite part of the episode. Obviously my favorite part was Storm and Forge. Listen, like I said this on like the previous reaction or review that I done on the episode where Storm lost her powers. I was just like, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. And I was just like, can somebody get my sister's powers back? Okay? Get her powers back. So when Forge came into the picture, he's like, listen, like, I can help you. I can do, like, let's talk. Let's go through a journey. Let's go through this path of healing, meditation, and all these different things. So, of course, I'm exaggerating, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know me already on this channel. But Forge, is trying his best. He put, him and Storm were, horseback riding, and on top of it, there was this whole owl thing where, and there were certain parts of it, I didn't even notice it at first until like towards the end when, of course, spoiler alert, where the owl kind of like came in and I had to actually go back to certain parts of the life death part one where like the owl was like in the background or in the window, and I just wasn't paying attention to it too much because it was just like it's just a bird. But you know me looking at that and them going through this journey together, and then him trying to help her, and in a way Storm was like, and rightfully so, it was like, listen, you're saying you're Professor X's friend and all these different things, like, why do you care so much, like, what is going on here? Like, I get it. I mean, well, no, she doesn't get it because you don't really know her. You just took her in when she was at her lowest point. So she was like, and asking, right questions, necessary questions, like, why do you want to help me so much? And Forge then admits that he has created certain weapons, apparently, for the government to use against mutants. And it turns out like the what's his name, Executioner, that weapon that he blasted Storm with, apparently Forge, unfortunately, was the one that helped to create that weapon. Obviously he might not have at the time, he probably just did it just to be, for not, he didn't want it to be used for the wrong reasons, but obviously, especially if you're giving things to the government, child, the government is always gonna, they're always gonna take advantage of everything, anything and everything. So Storm was rightfully upset, and as she should be. And I understand, Forge was like, oh, I didn't think that, they were gonna use it to do but it's just like, Forge, come on, like, you need to be smarter than that. Like, first of all, you went to war, you lost your leg, you lost your hand. You know what I mean? You already sacrificed yourself for a government that will never fight for you. Okay? And you really just created whole weapons, helped to create weapons to cause the destruction of the mutants. And it's like you sort of like taking in Storm without telling her the truth about, your past and what you have done. It was somewhat of a betrayal to me as like when I was watching it. And on top of that, like, he tried to do this emotional black. And listen, Forge could be a good person. Of course, he could be a good. Even though I am here for the ship, I'm not. Let me just say this: I am here for them. I think that Forge and Storm are cute. You know what I mean? But like, I did feel like it was a little bit of like emotional blackmail towards the end. It was like, oh, I love you, and just to make her feel, sort of calm her down. And I was like, listen, get out of my face. Like I just lost my powers. Here you are trying to help me get them back when you're the one that contributed to me getting my powers, powered out of me. Talking about some I love you. What is I love you gonna do for me? It's not gonna bring me any sort of water, thunder, lightning, tornadoes, earthquakes, anything, tsunamis. It's not gonna bring anything to me, Forge. So you telling me that you love me, I don't know what you want me to do with that. So she slapped the hell out of him. She slapped the hell out of him, and she was like, "Get out of my face. I'm tired of looking at you. On with it." So she goes on to the sunset. I mean, not to the sunset, but towards the night on the horse. Falls. We thought that she fell over a cliff, but she fell right back into the house. And she was like, "Wait a minute, what happened here?" And then this owl came in. This big owl came in, and at first I was like, "What is this thing?" And then, but the more I listened to it, the voice of the owl, I noticed that it was like Storm's. It was Aurora's voice. So I was like, "Oh, I think Storm is gonna have to go through a really, really tough journey to get her powers back, her mutant powers back, because it's about to be rough. It's about to be rough for her." And obviously, I do think that she's gonna forgive Forge. I hope. Listen, even though Forge pissed me off, but he's a cutie, and I'm here for him and Storm being together. It is what it is. But yeah, like I do think that she just needs to. She's rightfully pissed, as she should be, because it's like at the end of the day, Storm and her other mutant brothers and sisters have been hunted down, targeted, victims of the government. And here you telling me to my face that you worked for the government, you helped create weapons to my extinction. So it's like, at this moment right now, I understand you might not have meant it to be that way, but at this moment right now, give me some space. But obviously, eventually they need to bring them back together because I think they're cute. But but yeah, I enjoyed Life After Death, like Life Death. Okay, part 1. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, next episode it's I didn't watch the next episode preview or whatever, so I'm gonna see what happens there. But yes, I enjoyed the episode. More so Life Death. I thought, I think Jubilee and Roberta are cute. I think they're adorable. But yeah, I liked both. I like X-Men. I like X-Men. I enjoyed the message. I think X-Men, the comics, what they represent a lot of real life. What groups, minorities, and so forth represent. Like they represent in a way. It's sort of like art imitating life. So I enjoyed the X-Men. I enjoyed the messages. There's a lot of, I said it before on this channel. Like, I think that Professor X is like the Martin Luther King, and Magneto is like the Malcolm X of like the X-Men. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. The X-Men are very relatable in a way. So I enjoyed them a lot. So yes, that was my review of episode 4. Please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you guys enjoy Motendo and Life Death, or do you guys enjoy one or the other? Tell me how you guys feel about this in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get up to 900 subscribers. The goal is to get up to 1,000 subscribers. Please share my videos, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.